Hello everyone, this is Kale, and today I'll show you the best ways and places to farm plastids. Plastids are an uncommon resource, meaning they drop in lower quantities and they are a bit scarcer. Resources fall under multiple categories, but the three basic groups are common, uncommon and rare. These resources are at the core of building anything in Warframe and you will need lots of them. Plastids are required for a variety of things in the game, and considering how many of them you'll spend, you'll most likely need to go on targeted farms every now and then. For this reason, I'll show you where to go to get them and the options that you have when farming. Plastids can be found on multiple planets, of which the most notable ones are Saturn, Uranus, Phobos, Deimos and Ares. Phobos is the first planet you'll get access to if you follow a linear path of exploration, but it also has the worst drop rate and I would recommend avoiding it. When looking for the best location, I took into account the following: yield, enemy density and additional drops. Yield is the number of plastids you get per enemy killed. This is directly influenced by the drop chance and therefore narrowed the missions down to dark sectors. Dark sector missions are special missions on every planet that have increased drop chance and other bonuses. Next, I looked for enemy density, as the more you kill, the more you can drop. The missions with the best enemy density are survivals, because the only goal in a survival is to kill as much as possible, and enemy density is directly affected by your rate of killing. The faster you kill, the faster they spawn. This doesn't apply to defense mission as an example, because in defense missions there is a set number of enemies coming at you per round, and on top of that you have to wait for the waves to come as the stage ends and another begins. With this in mind, I narrowed it down to 3 missions: Piscinus on Saturn, Acer on Uranus and Zabala on Ares. I have tested all these areas and they more or less yield the same number of plastids over a given duration, with small discrepancies based on luck, Smitakavat procs and others, so they are equally viable. I played with Necros on Steel Path with both resource boosters active, and I average around 1400 plastids per 5 minutes. The amount you drop will vary based on how fast you kill enemies, how efficient your builds are and how efficient you are as a player. I could potentially increase my loot given my current conditions to about 1700 per 5 minutes, but that would require more min-maxing than most people are willing to do, and that includes myself. Now, the last thing to take into account to find the absolute best farming location is additional drops. Let's be honest, going on targeted farms isn't always the most pleasurable activity to do in the game. So if you can farm multiple valuable resources at the same time, that would increase the amount of time you spend doing whatever it is that you enjoy. Of all these 3 farming spots, the best choice is always going to be Piscinus on Saturn, because you also drop Orokin cells. Orokin cells are a rare resource with a low drop rate, and they are required for every prime warframe and prime weapon you ever craft. You will never have enough of these, so the more you can get, the better it is for you in the long run. With that being said, the best farming location for plastids is Piscinus Saturn. Now, as an honorable mention, you can also jump on capture missions or exterminate missions on Saturn, Uranus or Ares with a warframe that has the capacity to destroy crates with their ability. An example of that would be Zaku, and you can go into the mission and spam your ultimate and collect loot from crates. This is in the hope that there are plastid nodes to break and collect loot, but from what I've seen, this is not very reliable and I only collected around 400 to 600 per 5 minutes with a resource booster active. People also like to go on the open world on Deimos, fly around and destroy Deimos specific crates, as they also drop some plastids, but this method still falls behind a targeted farm on Piscinus Saturn. I would only recommend going for crate farming if you only need a handful of plastids and this is something you enjoy, otherwise it will feel slow and like a waste of time. This is everything there is to know about farming plastids. Thank you very much for watching, please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.